Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Surfside, California. It is great to be with you. You know what time it is. We've got so much to talk about and it's such a beautiful day. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God, is that good? Hey, we've got a lot to talk about. Before we do, don't forget horizoncharters.com. You can join Bill Wilkerson on his beautiful new boat this year. I highly recommend you do it. Ventura Sportfishing, 805-676-3474. They're creaming the rockfish, seeing more and more sea bass up there, and the halibut are just starting to bite. And don't forget, Daiwa, making your fishing dreams come true. They're going to help us at Santa Ana River Lakes tomorrow, providing us with some rods and reels to help kids learn the fine art of fishing. All right, good to be with you all, and I can't thank you enough for joining us. There is a lot going on that we need to talk about. It's a little breezy down here on the beach this morning, but I've got my back to it, and overall the weather is going to vastly improve this weekend, and that bodes well for a lot of bites. I mean, the Coronado Islands showing signs of life. That bluefin tuna bite has been really, really excellent. Rock fishing has been good, but it'll get better with some much nicer weather. Overall, things in general should really improve. Also, I want to invite you all to become a Patreon member for as little as $5 a month. You can help us to provide more content. There's your QR code. Hope you can join us. Really, really soon, we're going to be having another party for our 2 million views, and those are always a lot of fun, and we always have lots of free gifts for each and every one of you. All right, and hey, what a night last night. Great night at the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. I love those guys over there. They are fantastic. We had so much fun and so much great food. I can't thank you guys enough for providing such a lovely venue and a great place to meet up. And Bill Wilkerson put on a great show last night. I have it for you. Yes, I videotaped it all. That'll drop around 12 noon today. I know you're going to love that. All right, let me talk to you first of all about our bluefin tuna because it has been really good. You look at the Pacific Queen's last score with a $1.32 on the bluefin tuna, mostly 25 to 50 pound fish, but some bigger than that. And how can you not think that we are blessed? It is good right now. Really biting very, very good. It's not the biggest fish in the world, but doggone, it is beautiful, great. And I want to kick myself. As those words just came out of my mouth, I want to kick myself because I lived so many years here in Southern California. You would have died for a 30-pound bluefin tuna. Nice fishing, some of it bigger than that. And it's biting daytime as well as at night. Probably, I would say, better at night, but there's some good daytime hits, and those daytime hits are coming on a fly line sardine with, of course, fishing fluorocarbon, 30-pound. And man, I'll tell you, choosing a good hot bait makes all the difference in the world. www.opsonusa.com. Put in FA at checkout for some really great fluorocarbon that'll help you. Now, also, there's been, run and gun type fishing. A spot pops up, you run over, you throw a jig on it. Best jigs have been the Daiwa, Sakana 80 gram, and Colt Snipers. They've both been working very, very well on that bluefin. So bait or jig, they're both effective right now in the daytime. At night, you're going to go to a heavier jig. Most of the time, it's been something in the 250 range. You want to bring a variety of that stuff. And we make the point all the time that the crews are out to help you. They're on the boat every single day. Their intel is fresher than my intel. So when you walk on the boat, make a friend. Introduce yourself to a crew member, and I'll tell you, they will be able to guide you along and help you realize your sport fishing dreams. And one other piece of advice, and I think they'd concur with me, don't fish light line. When you're fishing that knife jig at night, you want at least 100, and I prefer 130. You just never know when you're going to hook one of those really big fish. So some good bluefin tuna fishing going on right now. I mean, good perhaps is an understatement. Great bluefin tuna fishing. And as the weather moderates and the water temperatures warm up and we push further into spring and ultimately into summer, it's only going to get better and better and better. Now, we have to address this cold water because the Long Beach buoy just the other day was 51 degrees. That is chilly. I mean, that is time to catch salmon here in Southern California. But it also bodes well for albacore. And that cooler water loving tuna, the albacore, the longfin, They like that 60 to 65 degree water. And it looks like, as we move into late spring and summer, we're going to have those kinds of conditions. We're starting to even see more anchovy. Great podcast is up for you right now with the captain of the Apollo, Greg Obi-Mako. You're going to want to check that out. But during that podcast, Greg says he saw a whole bunch of nice big chovy near San Clemente Island, as I remember. Bill Wilkerson last night talked about more chovy starting to show up in the San Diego bait. It really looks like it could be that kind of year. Now, I know I've been delusional and talking about it for a few years. We'll see if it's going to indeed pan out this year. That cold water also has brought us a record amount of market squid, and it's been all over the islands, and that's starting to pay big dividends with more halibut. 9 white sea bass the other day on the Pride. That's a nice hit. Seen white sea bass up there on the Endeavor, the Aloha Spirit, catching some more and more halibut. Those predators moving in on that squid, which acts as a magnet to suck them all in. It looks really good, and this weekend could be a good one. The Freedom has live squid, and looks like they're going to have beautiful weather, and they're running tonight out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. I believe they have a few openings. That could be a really great trip. I saw Trevor, who runs the boat with Tino Valentine, and he was, kind of had that extra little step going on. He was really looking forward to getting out this weekend. So hopefully that is going to come together, as that market squid has been a magnet all season long, and I think you're going to see it. By the way, you want to vary your tackle on these local trips. I don't think you need to fish anything less than 20, probably 25, but you definitely want to have some 40 and 60 with you. And running across a spot of bluefin tuna is not out of the question. I should have mentioned to you that bluefin, while in one-day range of San Diego and LA Orange County-based landings, you want to be on at least a day and a half so you get a night bite. That's what you want to do. So make sure you schedule your trips just like that, and that should help you a great deal. So things are looking good. Now, Coronado Islands, man, we got a little signal yesterday. 6 yellowtail on board the San Diego. Best hit for quite some time. Of course, they can catch rockfish and everything else, but those yellows are nice, great fish, biting on the yo-yo iron, and with some good weather, they were fishing in, choppy, cold, miserable kind of weather. They're fishing in that, catching 6 yellows. I want to see what happens when they get some good weather thrown on them here this weekend. And we're going to have more boats out there. The Grande is going. The Mission Bell's trying to go. There'll be several boats working the Coronado Islands. You need a passport, by the way, to fish the islands if you're jumping on one of those rigs. But that is a good signal and sign. Starting to see those yellows back in the picture. A month ago, we were getting 20, 25 yellows on the San Diego. Bite that yo-yo iron. Fish to 40, 50, 60 when you're fishing the yo-yo. And man, I'll tell you, I like the signal we got, and hopefully we're going to see more of that just a little bit later here this morning. Rockfish up and down the coast. In fact, I can take you down to Ensenada, and those guys down there, my friends on the Pongas, are doing really, really well out of Blackfin, and several other guys down there catching all of that stuff. They're hoping that bluefin pops up here shortly. They've had that choppy, crummy weather, but it looks like it's going to moderate this weekend. But rockfish from there all the way up to Morro Bay, and for the most part, it's been good. There's been a few clunker trips thrown in, sometimes due to the weather, and sometimes even rockfish decide not to bite all that well. But hopefully that's going to settle down, and you're going to get out and just slam dunk some really good rockfish this weekend, because it looks really good to me. San Francisco still up there in the bay. They're catching stripers and good halibut fishing up there for many guys. I had to throw that in because that's an exceptional fishery up there that you should take advantage of. We'll be at Santa Ana River Lakes tomorrow, and we'll be teaching kids the fine art of fishing. That's going to be a lot of fun. You have to buy your entrance into the lake, but come find us after that from 8 until 2, teaching trout fishing, teaching knot tying. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be there, and it's always a pleasure to see you. And thank you for your great support as we move up on the verge of 2 million views. Man, we are rocking and rolling, and it's all thanks to you. I mean that sincerely. I can't thank you enough. All right, and along the beaches here, we're starting to see some more spot fin croaker. They're starting to bite. They love to bite on bait. You're going to catch your big spot fins on a sandworm or a ghost shrimp or a sand crab. Something like that is what's going to work really, really well for you all. Santa Ana River Lakes tomorrow. Don't miss us at that. Don't miss the Greg Obi-Mako podcast, which is up right now. Bill Wilkerson's show will drop a little bit later today. And, of course, I'll be keeping you in touch with all the very latest as we go along. Once again, my deep thanks to the guys over there at the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. Finally, the 540 Slingers Club, Jeff Yeomans and company. Love you guys. This Sunday, they'll be at Marine Stadium Park. You can go over and practice your casting, learn how to cast, or just perfect the art of casting. And the El Patron, my good friends Chris and Ricky, they splashed the boat yesterday. It was great to see. She is looking beautiful. The El Patron will be running out of 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California, and then ultimately out of Puerto Vallarta. And, of course, we're going to be along for the ride, covering all of her fishing exploits as the season goes on. My friends, I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Of course, I'll keep you updated with all the very latest, and I'll be watching what's going on with the bluefin and the halibut and the sea bass and everything in between, including that Coronado Island bite and albacore. Will we see albacore in this cold water? Is it about to manifest itself? Probably not, but maybe a little bit later in the year we'll see some longfin here in the Southern California scene. Wouldn't that be great? All right, don't forget, stay tuned for more. Thank you so very much for all you do. I hope to see you tomorrow at Santa Ana River Lakes. Take care and have a wonderful Friday, my friends. One more sip of this glorious coffee.